Jacob Young.
I'd like to thank my honourable friend and fellow Teessider for hosting this debate on this vitally important issue, and it's a privilege to serve under your chairmanship for, I believe, the first time, Mr Robertson. Antisocial behaviour is a significant issue in Redcar and Cleveland, endangering lives, perpetuating crime, damaging protected habitat and ruining the life chances of young people. A particular element of antisocial behaviour in Redcar and Cleveland is a result of the illegal use of off-road motorbikes, unlicensed and uninsured, incidents of which have been making people's lives miserable, particularly in areas such as Eston, Normanby, Teesville, Grangetown and South Bank. There have been widespread reports from local people on these off-road bikes being used to ferry drugs between dealers, sometimes sadly exploiting young children in the process, like the Honourable Member for West Ham outlined in Kofi's awful story. This exploitation is abuse, tragically ruining the lives of young people, greatly endangering public health and damaging the living environment for the people I represent. And despite attempts by Redcar and Cleveland Council to block off the unofficial routes these criminals use, including over £15,000 spent to try and protect Eston Hills alone, this problem persists. Additionally, efforts by Cleveland Police to tackle the problem have been largely fruitless, often hampered by the sheer scale of the task, with police resources spread thin over such a wide area. Many people feel powerless, to the point where some of my constituents have ceased even reporting incidents of this criminality, to the feeling that nothing will be done, and this must change. So if you allow me, Mr Chairman, a plea to my constituents who experience or witness this type of antisocial behaviour, it is imperative that you report it. Each and every phone call helps the police colour their picture and enables them to better pursue the individuals responsible. Now, beyond the menace of off-road bikes, another antisocial behaviour problem in Redcar and Cleveland is tackling curbside gangs. These relate to the gangs of youths causing minor criminal damage while terrorising estates, particularly when vulnerable people live on these estates, like the elderly and disabled. And I support Cleveland Police in wanting to see the courts become more stringent in pushing parental orders where parents can be held responsible for their child's behaviour. But this, I feel, goes to the heart of this issue, that although we have a Home Office Minister responding today, and although the antisocial behaviour often involves criminal behaviour, that this is not a problem that the police or government can solely resolve. I believe it's for us as a society to create the spaces where young people, and especially young boys, are able to find purpose and self-worth. Frankie Wales's boxing club in Redcar is a perfect example of this through the work that he does to help young boys in Redcar and Cleveland not only learn to box, but achieve their potential and value their community, belonging to a positive gang, like my honourable friend, the member for Ipswich, touched on in his comments. Alongside his boxing club at the Courtland Memorial Hall, Frankie hosts intergenerational events where the young people he engages with on a day-to-day basis serve local care home residents and elderly people, and in so doing, learn the value of supporting their wider community. This surely is a shining example of where the third sector helps to tackle issues of antisocial behaviour in a way which national and local authorities and the police never could. Whether that's charities, churches or community groups like Frankie's or like the Chris Cave Foundation or like the Ladies of Steel Youth Club in Dormanstown, they demonstrate that it's only by coming together as a society that we can tackle this issue, and I believe that we should do all we can to support them in this.